Understanding avoidant attachment style. Some people rarely reach out to others first, and they often fall into the category of having an avoidant attachment style. When you're with them, the relationship can feel wonderfully harmonious. But if you don't initiate contact, they seldom reach out to you. You might know someone like this, or perhaps you recognize these traits in yourself. This isn't about intentional coldness or distance. It's a specific psychological pattern at work. In psychology, it's known as the avoidant attachment style. Simply put, these individuals are accustomed to keeping distance in intimate relationships and fear becoming too close. However, their hearts aren't cold. They're influenced by a deep-seated fear. Let's explore this further by looking at three aspects: behavioral signs, underlying causes, and ways to move forward. Behavioral signs. People with an avoidant attachment style typically display clear behaviors that leave those around them feeling confused and helpless. These can be summarized in 5 main points. Never initiating contact. As mentioned, they rarely make the first call or send the first text. If you don't contact them, they might disappear for long periods. This doesn't mean they lack feelings when together. Instead, they're accustomed to not intruding and unskilled at starting conversations. Warm in person, distant after parting. Being with such a person often involves a stark contrast. In person, you can share deep intimacy, and you might feel like the center of their world. But once apart, they become silent and distant. This sudden shift in temperature is hard to adjust to. Extreme independence. They highly value personal space and freedom, enjoy solitude, prefer solving problems alone, and actively avoid burdening others. True outsiders. They seem to need no one, habitually bearing their burdens alone even through difficulties. This independence is actually a psychological wall built for self-protection. Avoiding intimate topics. When conversations touch on the future of the relationship, deep communication, or expressions of vulnerability, avoidant individuals often change the subject, fall silent, or even temporarily withdraw. They feel uneasy exposing their inner self and instinctively avoid situations requiring emotional openness. Emotional restraint. They seldom openly show their emotions or needs. Under pressure, they tend to bury their feelings, not actively seeking comfort or support. Consequently, they are often misunderstood as cold or indifferent to the relationship. These behaviors can easily make a partner feel frustrated and lonely. Where does it feel like they're a different person when apart? This push and pull dynamic is a classic sign of avoidant attachment. Tracing the roots, avoidant attachment often stems from childhood experiences and early emotional patterns. Attachment theory indicates that the interactions between an infant and a primary caregiver influence their adult intimate relationship style. Research shows that if a caregiver is consistently unresponsive or cold, when an infant needs comfort, the infant gradually suppresses their comfort-seeking behavior, learning to not cry, not fuss, and rely on themselves. This is the foundation of avoidant attachment. The child protects themselves by shutting down emotional needs and presenting as independently strong, avoiding the pain of rejection. During this upbringing, they actually experience repeated disappointment and separation anxiety. To stop feeling the pain, they develop a psychological defense mechanism. Rather than crave closeness and risk getting hurt, it's safer not to expect it from the start. In adulthood, this mechanism is deeply embedded in the subconscious. Upon entering an intimate relationship, the avoidant person automatically creates distance to avoid re-experiencing those childhood feelings of neglect or hurt. Furthermore, they can be influenced by a fear of engulfment, the fear of losing one's sense of self and boundaries by becoming too close to another. The moment they feel they might lose their freedom or control in a relationship, an internal alarm sounds, urging them to pull back quickly. The fear of engulfment makes them resist intimacy, while separation anxiety makes them fear abandonment. These two seemingly contradictory fears intertwine, placing the avoidant person in a dilemma. They long for intimacy, yet fear it intensely. They dread loneliness, yet dare not get close. Their surface-level coolness is actually a reflection of deep-seated self-protection. How to move toward secure attachment. 1. Recognize your self-protection. Understand that your distance isn't about being cold or intentional. It's your subconscious reminding you to keep your distance to avoid getting hurt. The moment you realize this is a psychological shield, not a personal flaw, change has already begun. Don't permit yourself to need others. Avoidant individuals often tell themselves, "I'll handle it myself." But relationships are for mutual support, not for proving you can go it alone. Try telling yourself, "It's okay for me to be cared for. I am worthy of someone staying for me." As you gradually allow yourself to express needs, the island within your heart will slowly drift toward warmer shores. 3. Try to express your feelings. Start with simple expressions, like "I miss you a bit." You can also tell someone you trust, "I might not be the best at expressing myself, but I'm trying." You are not unworthy of love, you've just been too afraid of disappointment in the past. This time, you can build trust step by step, letting love become a source of security, not a burden. 4. Move closer to someone who makes you feel safe. What avoidant people fear most is mustering the courage to get close, only to be pushed away. They do want connection, but worry their enthusiasm will be misunderstood. Their slow pace will be judged, and their silence will be seen as indifference. Therefore, finding someone who truly understands your rhythm is crucial. They won't think you're cold because you don't initiate, nor will they leave because you're imperfect. They'll say, "I get that you have your own pace, so it's okay. I'm here." 5. Be gentle with yourself. The more you understand your own hesitance, the less you'll need coldness as your armor. The more you accept your slow to warm nature, the less you'll fear being seen for who you truly are. You are not hard to reach, you just haven't been in a relaxing relationship for too long. You're always carrying the weight, pretending you don't care, forgetting that you deserve gentle treatment. Try saying to yourself, "I'm okay as I am. I don't need to be perfect, and I don't need to please everyone." Not every attempt to get close will wound you, and not every expression of your heart will be dismissed. There will be someone who comes close not to change you, but to show you that even if you're slow to warm up, quiet, and don't make the first move, someone is still willing to stand quietly by your side. You can take your time. Those who love you will understand all your rhythms, and will steadily catch the love and responses you offer in your own time.